Welcome back to Lenz's Comic Corner, Classic Class Known Classics. This episode number 2232 and Doubleshot number 2126. Now, of course, I got two Marvel trades, obviously, from two really good writers. This first one, at the time I got into comics, and up until its cancellation in 2012, was one of the most popular comics published at the time. And still a very beloved series, from what I can tell. I haven't heard much anybody talk about this particular series very much nowadays, but when it was coming out, people love talking about the series. They brag about the series like crazy because how really good it is. And the strange thing is, at all the books Peter David has ever done over the years, this book is his longest book he's ever done. Yes, at everything he's worked on. I'd say the only thing comes close to is probably his run for Hulk. Yes, but this is probably the closest we have to a long-running run for him. Alright, we have X Factor, Volume 3, The Many Lives of Mandrox. The gist of the story is X Factor versus Hydra. Because, of course, Hydra. Of course, written by Peter David. The artwork here is done by Pablo Romanati with Carlo Plum and Sada Ferrero. That's issue 17. Yeah, this covers issues 13 and 17 of X Factor Volume 3. Excuse me. This is their first encounter with. This is their encounter with Jamie Mandrox, Agent Shield. Yeah, so aside from what I mentioned, the whole thing is like, oh, take on Hydra, and there's also with Monette in here, a little bit on Monette, mostly Wolfsbane. Yeah, but a lot of this heavily deals with Hydra. Yes, for some reason they decided to do some Hydra stuff in here. And also their base gets burned down. Yep. Well, their original base anyways. Yep. But this book here is just a lot of fun. Now, the next trade in particular is a prelude into Messiah Complex. But this is awesome. Like this book, 9 point. I'm going to give it 9.5 out of 10. Just really good. Next up we have is the final trade of Walt Simonson's run on Thor. This is Thor by Walt Simonson, Volume 5, collecting issues 335 to 382. Yes, this is officially the end of an era. Because, if you're curious though, who took over for Walt Simonson after he left? Let me answer that question for you. The answer is Tom DeFalco. Yep, Tom DeFalco took over as the writer of this book. And he had a really lengthy run in this book. My gosh, his run was pretty lengthy. His run lasted for 6 years. Yep, 6 years he was in this book. Came on the book with 383. And he didn't finally leave the book until I'm looking at basically what was his ending here. He left the book with 459. Yeah, that's when he finally left the book. Yes, 359, and then basically, I think the remainder of the run was Jim Starlin and Ron Martz. Which, these runs will be interesting to talk about when I get a chance to talk about it. Mostly put what happens issues is mostly Thor and Destroyer armor. We also have apparent death of one of the deaths of the Midgard serpent. Yeah, this is one of his many deaths. He gets killed off here, but he does get brought back later on. Don't worry about that. But what does the book start off with, you might ask? Well, you think you have basically Thor versus the Wrecker, but it's just an imposter. It's almost like basically like you read this run, you're like, yeah, Walt Simonson was running as a running of ideas. Like I also had a rematch with the Absorb Man the very next issue. And that happened 376. 377. It's Thor versus the Dark Elves. 378. He starts wearing the battle armor you see here in the cover. Yeah, this issue here, 378 is his debut, and he wore this outfit for quite a while. He would wear it to like 389. Stopped wearing it and occasionally wear it since his last time wore was in Thor Volume 6, number 10. Yeah, and if you're curious though, that is what the armor looks like, but let me give you a better picture of it. But yeah, fun fact, if you play Mark Ultimate Alliance, you actually can wear this armor in the game. Yep. Then you have pretty much the remainder of the issue, just Thor versus the Midgard Serpent. Which has it where, I think like 380, where he kills him off here. But he comes back later, like about 100 issues later. And then you have the last couple issues, just Thor possessing the Destroyer armor. Yeah, that's mostly exactly what's happening in these mini issues. So it's like, okay, no really debuts here per se, but if you want to think what was probably the best issue of this batch of issues, was probably when he fought the Absorb Man, or when he fought the Midgard Serpent. But the Destroyer armor stuff, that just felt completely out of nowhere. And I'm like, really? That's how you wrap up your run by having Thor basically possessing operating the Destroyer armor for a couple issues, and then you leave? Yeah, and then you have Thought's starting his 6-year run for the book. Yes, 6 years. For the ending of this, it's okay. Nothing really wrong here per se. I'm gonna give this surprisingly a 9 out of 10. Yep, a 9 out of 10. Purely because of the fact the ending felt a bit disappointing to me. I mean, the final issue ending was fine, but just felt as though like, okay, so. And by the way, Beta Ray Bill is not even really involved in the issues very much. Not really. Are you thinking? Really? He's not? No, he isn't. Yeah, for some reason, he's not involved with these issues. I don't think he shows up. He doesn't show up at all in these issues. Which is strange. Because here's the thing, after 317, it was turning into issue 400. Now, did he retire at some point? It's almost like basically by the time he stopped appearing, he just didn't have much for him to do. Yeah, Beta Ray Bill, a vital character to start off the run, and yet toward the end of the run, he doesn't do much anything at all. Yeah. But not much else to say about these two trades here. I mean, I think the X-Factor one was really good. It just felt as though the Walt episode was basically a bit disappointing with an ending. Okay, so that's the episode review. Next up is going to be our review for probably Doctor Who. Yep, next video.